welcome back to the LoFi podcast. You're listening to the best podcast on the internet because it's got Caleb.
Hello, everyone.
It's got Elisa.
Hi.
We've got Rick.
Hey.
And it has me, your host, Frank. Because today we're talking about a very sad episode. In case you haven't read the title yet, we're going to be talking about Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 6.
The finale.
The last episode.
What do they call it?
Yeah, what was the title?
Series finale.
That's all they called it? Just series
No,
finale?
I think
no,
what's
it's-
the name?
It has a name.
It's some shit. I
It's,
forget what it's called.
The last
The
Targaryen.
last one.
It's called
Episode 6.
The Iron
not
Throne.
The some shit.
Is it the Iron Throne?
I actually don't know this one.
Man, we actually don't know.
We don't know the name of the
That's all right.
episode.
It's okay.
You know what?
It doesn't
Fucking
matter.
doesn't deserve it anyway.
Damn. Okay. Wow.
That's how I felt. There's things that happen in this episode that's kind of cool, and I'm like, I don't care though.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Just before we get into it, man, like big picture, how are you guys feeling about this one?
The episode?
Yeah.
Overall,
Didn't like it.
There's no heart.
yeah.
No heart in it.
And I think
I think some of the choices that were made are okay, but I just don't like the way they made them, or leading up to how they got there.
I think
The way it was
it suffers
fucking
from
rushed
the
shit.
whole this season and last season, which is everything is rushed.
Yeah.
George R. R. Martin says that it's the same but not the same, but the same but not the same. Like that's what he said
Yeah.
a day ago or so.
I have a theory about that. They have to leave it open ended just to get you to get the books anyway, right? Because you have to say we're not changing shit, and then throw them with okay, shit's gonna get changed, right? Because at first they said they weren't changing anything, and that's the way the decisions were gonna be made, and everything all about the just the details were different. But then he recently came out with a statement saying that things are gonna be different and things are gonna be changing and shit like that.
Yeah,
I think that's more of a ploy to kind of get everyone to just, well, fuck it, we're gonna.
possibly, but I was also, I guess what I was trying to get to is like, let's say it is exactly the same, everything plays out the same.
Mm-hmm.
I think my biggest problem is that everything just happens, and you're like, okay, I guess this is what's happening now. Like, if it's all fleshed out, if this last episode was 3 episodes long, then it would have been completely fine. I would have been okay with it, I guess, kind of. But yeah, just overall, like, it's the problem that I have with the whole season. It's just everything's rushed.
Well, even in that interview, I think he said that when he's going to write it, if he needs to flesh something out more, he'll give himself more chapters and more pages to do that, which they didn't give themselves the opportunity to do that kind of thing in here. The whole meandering process of getting to a goal. It's just like, go. Let's just check these off the
6
list.
episodes, man. 6 fucking episodes.
I think in that regard, they should have looked at like, okay, we need to cover this much ground in only this amount of time.
How do you subtract when you should be adding? I don't understand.
I think
putting
you know what?
more hours into it, more episodes.
They should have just
not
done
fucking
like
less.
Full Metal Season 1 or like just come
redo
up with your
it?
own ending or do your own thing and then let him do his let George do.
But I think the problem is when it started, it was already at that it's kind of hit that critical mass, and you can't stop it now, right? No. So you just write stupid shit.
Speaking of stupid shit, let's get into the episode.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
So, if you all haven't seen it,
Why are you watching this?
why are you here?
Pause
it. Go watch it.
the whole show and then come back.
And come back.
That's right.
Yeah.
All 8 seasons.
Press
All 8
play.
seasons.
You've been warned. Spoilers ahead. So we're gonna open up on the episode with Tyrion, Jon, and Davos walking through the rubble of King's Landing, which Dany has just laid to waste. At this point in time, Tyrion kind of decides to go alone. He separates from the group.
Yeah.
And I guess they try to give him protection.
I think the reason he's doing that is because he wants to go check on Jaime, right?
I think they're just seeing, at this point, the aftermath of what just happened.
But when he breaks off, he's
Yeah,
just kind of like,
that's
no,
what
I'll
he's gonna
go.
go
He's
do.
like, I'm going to go on my own.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys, I'll meet you guys later.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think the reason for that was because he's going over there to check.
You know, for being someone like short and mostly helpless, like he's always fucking like putting himself in danger. Like he's there in front of Cersei with like arrows pointed at him, and he's like, "I'm just gonna give her a look, and hopefully she doesn't shoot the shit out of me." Like he leaves a lot of it up to like chance or something, right?
It
Like,
takes up less space, so it's harder to hit him.
that's true. Maybe like maybe to a lot of people it doesn't pose a threat, and that's why they're like, whatever. It's just
Can I do my first complaint?
Already?
Already
Let's
starting.
hear it,
Okay,
man.
first show. This is something that my wife had said, and I was like, that is so true. So for this season, which we can all say is a really rushed season, there's a lot of scenes where it's like a long take. So like Tyrion walking through the rubbles, we just saw this last episode with Arya with that long take of her just walking slowly, It's like they have to fill out the 120 minutes. It's like, why?
Yes,
like
that's
we
a good point.
want,
That's a very good point.
like there's a lot of. I noticed there's a lot this season where it's just a lot of just slowly doing this, or even kind of walking up to where Dany is eventually. Where we get it's just kind of like a slow scene. Where like
it's like they're longer, but it's almost like it's creating pacing issues.
yes,
Like they're not used
for a
to
show that's going to end in 30 minutes. Like, can we like now? I'm like, let's move on. Like, I want to get on from this long walk.
That's the same thing I thought last episode when Dany was just fucking killing people for like 40 minutes. I'm like,
You're
okay,
like, why?
Dude, I
Why?
get it.
I loved
Clash
your
of Clans, dude. 100%.
I loved your analogy of like mowing the lawn. Like she was literally like,
Takes out the weed eater at the end for the strays.
oh, I gotta go back up a little bit.
But I think it suffered from. There was this one critical analysis of like Zack Snyder's movies that I saw. I believe it was by the Nerd Writer on YouTube, and he was saying how there's a lot of times where like directors kind of get tripped up on like moments or hanging on moments.
Yeah.
Like there's so much service being paid to like a moment that the rest of it suffers. Like everything else kind of feels meaningless or whatever. And I feel like in this especially, right, because whether it's people that we know dying or just to like further the plot, like the whole like I don't think like Superman coming in and just all for that fucking moment, just like a whole minute and some, and it's just like, and for what, like you're trying to come off as cinematic, but it just like it fails because you're trying to create this powerful moment, but you don't have any kind of substance to like back it up or whatever.
That's fair.
So.
And so for people who defend this episode, like I like that's fine, but I'll admit, I guess what I'm trying to say, like that is kind of a nitpicky complaint, but I feel like I have so many nitpicks along with actual things I don't like. I'm just like gonna add it all together,
Ball it all up, man.
Well, ball it all up.
And
So
throw it in the trash.
I'll admit it's a nitpick, but there's lots of little nitpicks I have with regular like actual
sure.
things I hate.
Which is something for like this show just definitely did not expect to have. Despite it feeling rushed last
like
season.
a water bottle. Can you believe it? Oh my
I
gosh!
forgot about the water bottle this time around.
There was the other one where it was like, oh, they also forgot that Grey Worm's got a dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
He
saw
had
it.
the
And I was like,
cocktails, yes.
it's weird.
They're not following their lore, man.
I thought it was just
A lot of slacking
cushion or
off this
something on the
season,
outside
yeah.
to
Yeah,
protect
for
it
sure.
or something. Chainmail,
All right. Moving on to scene 2. Got so much to cover.
Okay. I'll let you speak to it.
So John and Davos, they interrupt Grey Worm as he's performing executions of like Lannister soldiers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So weapons are drawn, obviously, as John's trying to get him to stop and asking him who's on whose commands, and says it's Cersei's.
So it's such a dumb line.
Cersei's. I mean, sorry, Dany's.
Whose commands? Who do you think it is? The person who just
Like,
murdered
who else is
everyone.
left in charge, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
the person who
okay.
just murdered civilians for no reason. Of course, she's gonna want everyone dead.
Yeah. So next we cut back to Tyrion, who's rummaging through the ruins of King's Landing. Another
the 10-foot ruined circle that they got crushed under.
You know, I was like, that dragon skull still stood. Had they hid inside the dragon head, increased their chances immensely.
True.
It's a fucking dragon skull. Like, the hardest part of the dragon's head, they could have hid underneath it. Nah. What? All right, man.
Not to mention, in the last episode, you see all this rubble coming down, and you think the whole like ceiling's gonna fall,
Oh,
and it's
true,
just
good
like
point.
all
Yeah.
clear
Just
except for this little
the one
patch.
spot that they stood in.
Like they had
Couple
just
bricks.
sidestepped,
fucking yeah.
you know, done a little
Even
like.
had like bricks been falling, and you're just like, oh, let me stumble a little bit this way. You
What
live.
hit
we're
your
good.
head? I'm like,
You live.
oh, shit.
No.
We better move.
I don't like
They
this.
didn't-
That doesn't feel very
Could
good.
have used the fucking
Because I
hand
thought they were gonna be
for-
like buried, but
No.
Yeah, like-
it was like one. Oh, there they are. Right there.
I mean, and I guess that's just directors.
or
They gotta find
or
like.
writing, directing.
I mean,
Well, the problem was is that they wanted the audience / Tyrion to confirm that these characters
Right.
died. So
Yeah.
the only way to do that is they have to have a thin layer over them, or at least Jamie's hand hanging out,
Yeah, so you can find them
Uh,
and stuff.
so
Yeah.
you can find them. And
Also, it's Tyrion, right? He's small, so
Yeah, but
small boy.
but I feel like that's what they were trying to do in the scene, trying to confirm to both the audience and Tyrion that they're dead and his brother's dead, which causes a emotional moment for him. Which
I'm
at
gonna
this
say,
point I didn't care.
I did not feel a single thing this entire episode.
Yeah,
Like,
last
at all.
episode I did.
Same.
but,
I didn't feel bad. I mean, I feel like I feel for Tyrion, but just I feel like I don't know, it just wasn't warranted here. Like I didn't feel bad. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like
I felt more when he was saying bye to Jamie than
Yes.
after he lost Jamie.
Yes,
I agree.
that was
too.
the last time I felt something
me too.
at all.
Just in life.
Ever.
I haven't
In
felt
life.
anything
Ever.
since that. Since episode 7 or 4, 5.
So next we have Jon, kind of making his way through Daenerys' armies
Making
and
his
stuff
way
like
downtown.
Dude, that Nazi imagery though.
Yeah,
It was
right?
Like
That's
with
kind
the
Right?
Yeah,
on
that's
the
exactly
side, yeah.
that's
And then
exactly the
soldiers
vibe I
and
get.
all
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
Dothraki that were
Presumed dead.
because what they even said in that interview, like this was the end of the Dothraki.
Yeah, I love that.
And
This is
then it's
pretty
like-
much the end of Dothraki, and there's like
and
a
then
whole
ton
crowd of
them
them.
there.
Like,
They just
So-
they just multiply, dude, like bunnies.
yeah.
It's in the lore.
Here's how another. Sorry, guys, we're never gonna finish this episode. But this is another thing I thought of is like, even though it's all written by the same people, I felt like it was different writers each episode, and I forgot what happened in the last episode. Or it's like this happened, and then but they don't remember exactly what happened. So like they didn't remember. Oh, pretty much all of Dothraki are dead, and where's Arya's white horse that she rode off in?
gone.
She's back with no horse. It's like.
Oh yeah.
What was the point of that whole freaking scene, or to symbolize death or whatever? Like,
And you know what? And it wouldn't
There's
take
no
much.
point to it.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
take much to just
If you
fill
take
in-
that away, then I don't know what the fuck that scene was.
yeah,
Right?
exactly. There was no point. Now, again, an elongated scene of nothing just to reach the 80 minutes or whatever. It's like, why are we doing this? There's just a lot of weird choices.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff like disconnects like that. That like if they had just spent a little bit of time just showing like little scenes happening or whatever would make things a whole lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Avengers Endgame. I know we're not talking about Avengers, but for example,
spoilers.
Cap has
Spoilers.
Cap
Spoilers.
has
Spoilers.
a fucking beard. And they before Tony is brought home, they show him like just shaving,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Instead of you just seeing, oh, Cap, he just doesn't have a beard anymore. I mean, they go to the trouble of showing you he's shaving his fucking beard.
Yeah.
Just small. That scene was nothing, but it meant so much because they're keeping that continuity alive.
Yeah,
or
you're
whatever.
not just like, oh, I guess he doesn't have a
Yeah,
beard.
like, oh, I guess he doesn't have a beard this movie. Like, no, like they
They're
they
just
kind of.
thinking about bullet points. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
At this point,
Yeah, that's
you know?
exactly. I guess that's
Yeah.
a long way of what I was trying to say. Is they just think like, oh, well, we shot that. Now let's move on to whatever we're shooting next. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Who's dying
I
next?
guess.
Varys. Then who's next?
I think the only-
Jamie? Cersei?
Even the
We'll
Unsullied,
use rocks.
there was a lot of Unsullied. I thought there would be a lot less, but
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
apparently we had a whole
Well, even
bunch
after
more.
what is it? The
The Night King.
Winterfell. What is it? Grey Worm says half are gone. I was like, half. Like it looked like you had like maybe 2 or 3 rows.
Yeah, like 3 rows
left,
of dudes
I know.
Right?
protecting the retreat or whatever.
Yeah.
I think one of the maybe just one of the small few moments I liked about this episode was this scene where like John's walking up and he sees Dany coming out, and then like the fucking wings of the
That
dragon
was
are, like,
great.
behind
Yeah,
him
that was
and stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
So that's all I'll admit. I'm being all hater right now. I did think it looked cool, but at the time, I also, at
Very
this
on the
point, I
nose.
still didn't care.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care.
agree.
That's,
Yeah.
If
I mean,
I
she
liked
looked
the
cool.
episode, I'd be like, oh,
She
that's
looked
such a
cool.
cool thing. But I didn't like the episode. I'm like, whatever.
It definitely reminded me of when Lady Olenna tells her, like, be a dragon. That's what you need to be, instead of being a sheep like everyone else.
Yeah.
And then finally, after she massacres everyone, that's when you see her wings come out, you know?
Yeah.
It also like shows. I thought it was kind of like also alluding to the Astro Blade, the 3 dragons, and then that big one, which is basically symbolizing her, like she's also a dragon or whatever. Just kind of more symbolism or imagery.
It also could be like demonic too, like the way it came out originally, because the wings are up this way first, and I don't know, looked a little demonic.
Yeah.
I don't think they were smart enough.
They didn't put that much thought into it.
It's the
Like,
happy
wings,
accident.
wings.
Don't give them the credit.
So Danny starts to give a speech.
That was great.
Yeah, which
I liked
immediately like it sounds evil and shit, right? You're like, oh, she's up to some bad stuff.
And I keep forgetting that like John doesn't understand what's going on.
Yeah, he's just.
But it
hearing
like
her
cuts to his blank face where he's like, "Oh, Winterfell. I heard that."
Right?
Yeah. Words that I recognize. Places.
Winterfell, Adorn. Okay,
Yeah,
I've heard of that
Adorn.
one. I've heard of that one.
In this moment, she names Grey Worm her master of war. So now he's basically in charge of, I guess commanding her armies and stuff.
Yeah.
Wasn't he doing
I
that
think he was doing
before?
that already.
Well, I think
But
she
the
was-
I think she
Dothraki
was-
too.
She was
the one-
leading
she was
and
the one
making
leading.
those decisions. I think she's gonna like. I'm gonna sit back and rule from here.
Mhm.
You're gonna be my general on the fucking field doing my work.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
gonna be
got
chilling
from
here.
her.
Gotcha.
And proceeds to say that she's going to start to liberate the world next.
Oh, yeah.
She liberated King's Landing. We all think she's going to stop at King's Landing. Apparently not. She's going to make her way down everywhere, right? To
Winterfell to Dorne.
Dorne, right? Just all the other places.
It's everywhere.
So clearly evil.
Evil.
I mean, perspectives.
Yeah. So Tyrion walks up next to her,
Oh God,
pissed off.
I love that scene, man. That was
Grabs
pretty
his
good.
pin and just fucking tosses
Throws
it.
Also,
I like that too. He just looked at her while he fucking did it, like, fuck you, or whatever.
I don't remember, how did he get the hand pin exactly?
She gave it
He's
to
the
him.
hand of the queen.
No, I know that, but like, she gave it to him.
She
He's
gave
had
it to
it.
him
So
right
she made
before
it?
Back,
they left.
Why
Yeah.
would you would think she would have like a different kind of pin? Like I was thinking about that.
No,
I was like, why did she have
she-
the same kind of pin?
She did it because
as like
she knew
King's Landing.
She knew it was the customary thing, or she knew it was like the
Yeah, but you would think it would look a little like have her own flair on it.
Like a
I
little
just, like,
dragony.
yeah,
Or a little
but
dragon claw.
I was like, that's literally the same thing. Like,
You
how did
are
she
the
get
claw
that?
of the queen.
The
go.
claw of the queen, I love it.
yeah, because she's like, I know you freed your brother, right? Or is that next?
No, that's her, isn't it?
That's the same scene.
Wait, which part?
She's like, I know you freed your brother or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you also killed everyone.
Yeah, you also killed everyone.
So
Touche.
I think I'm,
So we're even.
So we're even.
I love that. That was really good, actually. And I gotta say, like, the acting was really good. It just, everything else sucked. But the
Yeah.
acting was really, really good.
So she tells everyone to take him away because
take him away.
He's a prisoner now. Before you know it, Arya just fucking magically appears next to Jon, like scares the shit out of him. Kind of warns him that Sansa's not gonna,
Bend the knee.
definitely not gonna bend the knee. Like, oh, how do you think she's gonna take this or whatever?
Wait, so then she understood that speech?
Probably. I mean, she did. She did live across, right? And like in Bravos and stuff like that. I bet she knows. I bet she knows like Valyrian and
I
stuff.
guess so.
I think
Yeah.
she knew it sounded evil.
It's going
She
off
heard
evil
Winterfell
tone.
and she was like,
Winterfell,
"Oh,
Sansa.
Sansa's not gonna be approving of
She's
this."
gonna be mad. Yeah.
She does make an important point though, and mentions to Jon like because she knows the truth, like she'll always see you as a threat. Like you're always going to be something she has to worry about now.
Yeah. He's like the biggest threat to her.
Yeah.
I love that, like, Daenerys just mowed down thousands of people, and Arya's like, I know a killer when I see one. It's like, duh.
I know a murderer when I see one. Because you guys can't. She fucking fried
In case
me
y'all
alive.
didn't know.
For sure,
FYI.
John didn't know.
Right?
Dude, that was so. The next scene is so annoying.
Well, the next one is when Jon goes to visit Tyrion, actually,
So dumb.
and being held captive and stuff.
You hated it?
I hated it.
I give me a perspective, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
I
tell me
didn't-
why.
Because they're talking right about like, you know, she can't rule, she's doing this, and then John, like, to this point, I guess I can't believe that he needs convincing to kill her or take her out.
Yeah, true.
Like,
good point.
she's evil. Like, how? What do you mean
No,
you
no,
need
no.
convincing?
They're in love.
Okay, yeah. So I guess that was the other thing that I forgot that we
You know,
never.
true
We
love.
never saw.
You can't fight that, dude.
It's
John
like-
had to, all right? In that moment, he had to go against
Yeah.
his sacred fucking love.
Man, yeah, it's like he's like, but she's my queen. I'm like,
Just-
why?
Oh god.
And she just
That
murdered
was his
everyone,
only line
and she's
the
talking
whole
about just
episode.
murdering more people. Like, I don't understand how. I don't understand. I just didn't understand why he needed more
It looks
convincing.
so frustrating.
While I was watching the scene, I'm like, what's going on? Like, why is this happening?
Why? Why?
Everyone in the room's like, shut up.
Shut up.
Oh god.
So that's why I was frustrated. In this
I
scene.
mean,
I thought he made some good points. I thought Tyrion made really good points.
That's
he
why.
yeah, he totally did.
He totally did. Why is John fighting it?
I know.
Why is he like, nah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
She's okay. She's not totally evil.
I mean, I was also upset because it's just blind, like, no, she's my queen. It's like, dude, like, I mean, not even like, oh, maybe, or like, not even seeing him, like, question himself. It's just like, straight up, like, no, she's my queen. Like you can't blindly, like, just follow when you just saw her fucking murder an entire city. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I feel like at this point they made John kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Or they made him dumb.
Yeah, like I just feel like over time he's just become like just more dull. Like just he's like the token fucking good guy. He's always gonna do the right good thing or whatever. But
Dude,
Apparently not.
He's just the clueless hero, dude.
Which is not cool because he wasn't
archetype at this
clueless.
point.
yeah.
Because he was kind of cool. Like, he broke his vows to be with Ygritte, right?
Yes.
And he was going with them across the wall
Yeah,
and
like,
all
he
that
was
cool
like,
stuff.
despite people telling him you can't do this, like he would.
He had a good
rebel and
story?
go do shit.
Yeah, and even when they wanted the wildlings to cross, like they were saying, like, don't, like, we don't want them here. It's like, dude, like, they're just people. Like, it's not a big deal. So
Like,
he was breaking rules
he's
then
always
too.
going against the grain.
Yeah, for a good reason, for like a moral reason.
Yeah.
But now he's just like, eh.
My queen.
My queen.
She's my queen.
She's my queen. I love her, but I'm not gonna fuck her.
After this, John goes to visit Danny, but on the way, there, fucking Drogon just covered under snow.
Oh
Is
yeah.
it
Pops up
snow
and
or
stuff.
ash? I was confused.
I think
It was a mix.
I thought it was.
It looked
ash.
cold.
Well, winter's here,
It looked
right?
like when Danny was talking, she looked flushed in the face, like it was cold.
It could be both. Because she just lit the city on fucking fire. And
Yeah.
then, two, winter is here, right?
But then, like the
I thought
next
the
scene,
Night
it's like
King-
hot.
So the day before, when she was torching shit, it wasn't snowing.
Yeah,
I
it was
know.
all. It was
It was
warm.
confusing. It didn't look
So
like
I
ash.
think
if that's
it
what
was ash.
Oh.
Even
Didn't
though
look like it, though.
those people, yeah,
was
when I was
snow.
watching with, I also thought it was snow, but I was like, I think it's ash.
That's why it's confusing because they have that little panel thing, and immediately it's just dry and sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like a week later or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can't
Or
be
a
like,
couple weeks.
oh, winter was here for a day.
Yeah.
And I thought also winter was the Night King, but I guess not.
No winter's
Anyway, sorry.
season. That's okay.
Yeah.
And then Danny and John start to
Okay. Okay.
have that conversation.
Dude, I loved it. Like, not like them talking. It was just you saw like that hope in her eyes again. You know, just you could see that she's trying to reconnect with him. You know, because she's not talking about what happened. She's talking about her childhood and like her dreams. And I don't know if you guys got this, but like the way she was talking reminded me a lot of Viserys, like her brother.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know if it was a conscious decision by Amelia Clark, but you could see like the tightness in her lips reminded me just of like the actor who plays him. And so it almost felt like she finally got to that point of like what he was talking about, that smug, like I've won kind of thing that he always had in the beginning, you know, the toasting or whatever to you. But yeah, if you rewatch that, you can see like in her mouth. Looks just like him. It's insane. Just like her facial positioning.
Yeah.
It's super
That's
cool.
interesting.
Do you know how many minutes this is in?
I don't know, 20 some.
It feels 20
It was early. It was
right?
early for this to happen.
Yeah,
That's all.
it
I was just
It
curious.
was earlier than I thought it was going to be, for sure.
So we'll get to it.
And then he shoots her down, though, and he's like, bitch,
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about your childhood right now.
I liked
God.
when he was getting after her, right? Because I feel like no one's doing that, and kind of maybe he's the only one that could at least kind of defy her
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I felt like
Defile Daenerys.
this was like their opportunity to at least try to enforce what just happened.
Yeah,
last
it's kind of
episode.
explain.
Yeah, just
kinda-
explain more or something. Give
They
us a
really
little more.
didn't.
They didn't. That's what was I think frustrating about this whole thing. Is like, okay, this is like everyone's been talking. We all want to know what's been going on in their heads. This is a chance for the writers to say, okay, this is what she was thinking, and she's going to tell them, or this is why it happened.
I mean, the only thing she said was that Cersei was using them as a shield, right? And she was just like, well, fuck it. We just went through it.
Yeah.
But that was the people in the Red Keep, you know?
Yeah.
And so it wasn't the whole city.
Yeah. They should have just done her doing the Red Keep. I mean, I guess it's hard to villainize her if she only did the Red Keep, because then we'd also have the same,
Yeah.
I don't know, attitude towards her or whatever.
I wouldn't feel as like what just happened if she just did the Red Keep.
I mean, if she killed the Red Keep, like, you know, she
With
just
everyone
flies
in it?
around, and that's like a 2-minute scene or 1 minute, whatever. I mean, I don't think anyone would have felt as bad, but because she torched fucking women and children for like 45 fucking minutes, that episode felt so long, dude. I was like, okay, we get it. She's killing everybody.
But yeah, so I guess
Get to the next point.
that's the problem is that now she's just like, let's just kill the whole world and start anew.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's like, what? When did that mindset start?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess.
Especially when he's there, like, and who gets to choose, you know? She's like, they don't get to choose.
Dude, that was great. Like, you could see that he's,
We
like,
get to
pleading
choose.
for her life. He's like, he's asking her, like, make a case for me not to kill you right now, please.
Yes.
That's all I'm begging right now.
Yeah.
And you could just see the desperation in his face. And
I didn't think he was going to do it, man.
I
I
was
think he was
I
gonna
was
do it the way
afraid
he
he wasn't
did.
gonna do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was afraid.
Right?
that was an awful death.
I was like,
hated it.
because he had shown no, like he was
No
conflicted.
nudging, yeah.
He was just like, no.
I mean,
no.
had he done it sooner?
What was that?
Had he done it sooner, right?
Oh,
I think,
But I don't know, man. I don't know.
it's
It's hard, right? Because it's like, all right, man, keep going.
well, what sucked is that, like, it's like I was saying right now, is that he was all blindly like, no, she's my queen, and you know we're gonna do what she says, but then fucking stabs her, like, without, like, it never shows him questioning. He's just
Well, like,
talking to
he's-
her.
he's-
He is prodding her.
You see him questioning in his, like, his
Yeah.
look. That's all you
But
see.
he doesn't
Yeah.
challenge her either. He's just asking her, and what happens with this? And what happens with that? What happens with this? Okay, you're fucking gonna stab you. You know what I mean? Instead of like, but this, wait, but that, like, not even interjecting.
I feel like she should have fought her case more. And,
Well, she didn't know she was.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, it should have been more of an explanation of that than just glazing over it the way you guys are saying.
well, the thing is, Rick, is that we only have 40 minutes left in the episode, so we gotta finish it. We gotta get this over with.
That's true. All right. You know what?
Speaking
We'll
of
cut
which-
it, man. We'll just lightly touch
We're
on it.
talking about the death right
Yeah.
now.
It'll be okay. They're gonna watch it, guys.
Yeah, they'll love it. They'll be like, well, I didn't see that coming.
And if they talk shit, it only gives us more. Fuck it.
I thought maybe when she starts to kind of like fall, that she's gonna like say some kind of last words,
Dude,
to, like, make him
Euron
feel
had a better
guilty.
death than she did. Like,
Guilty.
My boy, Euron.
like,
yeah.
in that moment, I appreciated Euron for the first time ever.
Yes.
Like, that was, I thought Cersei was the worst death. That was the worst death. Like, no last words,
Right?
nothing.
Just
It
blood.
was awful.
Yeah.
One shot.
And I
Yeah.
didn't feel anything again.
I didn't
I
feel
still
her
didn't.
dead.
I still
Yeah.
didn't feel.
She
anything.
was like she was one of the main
I mean,
characters
that's
that you
my
root
queen.
for.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
Sucked.
2 seasons ago, something like that definitely would have impacted everybody. But like where it's at now, we're just
Yeah.
you're just kind of, my eyes are like glazed over just watching these events, and like just kind of being like, I feel like this is a fan fucking movie. I'm just watching someone's rendition of what they think happens in fucking Game of Thrones. That was terrible to watch though. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as this is happening and he's laying her down, fucking Drogon approaches,
Yeah.
and
dude, And this was another thing, right? Because I was like, okay, here's where it's gonna happen, right? Drogon's gonna fucking fight with Jon Snow. He's gonna blow fire at him. Jon Snow's gonna come out unscathed by the fire, fucking naked, and then everyone's gonna be like, "He's fucking Targaryen! Oh my god! Let's fucking follow him!" Nah, man, that didn't happen.
Dude, that'd been so cool if like he's blowing fire at him, and he's running, and he's like getting hit by the fire, and he jumps up and stabs him in the mouth.
Well, I would want him to keep the dragon though.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Well, he's still naked though.
But then Drogon then sees, oh shit, yeah, he is Targaryen. And then Drogon bows, and then he's like, mounts him.
Either way,
in the
still
nude.
naked.
I just thought that would have been a cool.
That would have been cool.
That would have been better.
Yeah,
that would have been really cool.
And then not only that, he gets on the dragon, then destroys the Unsullied army and gets rid of them. They don't have to worry about them
Liberates
anymore.
them.
Liberates the Unsullied.
Then he's like, we're gonna liberate everyone from fucking Winterfell to Dorne. Fucking
to the wildlings in the north, the real north.
The real north.
I would have loved that.
That would have been better.
That would have been better. I rewrote it for everyone's like, write your own freaking show.
I just did
right now. It's so much better.
Watch it.
But instead, what happens is
Tell me, please.
Drogon instead melts the Iron Throne because he's mad.
He's like,
He's mad.
He's mad.
He's like, is this what you guys are fighting for? Now you got nothing. I'm taking my mommy. Goodbye.
Neither of you get to play with the toy.
Right? Okay.
That's another problem is that I was telling Chris was like, oh, it's, because dragons are smart. I'm like, but there was never explained to me in the show that they're
that
smart.
Never indicated anywhere else.
It's never indicated that they're smart. So I'm like,
there's a lot of lore on smart dragons, but Game of Thrones did not give us any,
like it just shows
at least
instinct,
in the show,
if
did not give us any smart dragons.
Exactly. So in my mind, from watching the show, I assume they're just as smart as dogs. So if they obey,
they're smarter maybe.
Exactly.
That's why I saw it.
Yeah, they're like dogs, right? So they obey, they do commands, whatever.
Yes.
They sit, they eat, whatever. And so, but Drogon's all like, well, my mom's dead. I'm not going to kill you, for one, who just killed my mother. I'm going to burn the throne because I see people online, he destroyed it because he knew that's what she was fighting for. I'm like, but how did he know that? Like,
well, people were saying that like she had a pointy thing in her, and then he was like, "That's a pointy thing too, man."
So dumb.
That's it.
We gotta destroy all pointy things.
It's unsullied outside.
Liberate you
with their spears. They're like, "Oh no,
all the way to Dorne." Just fucking.
Yes.
So I didn't like that because I'm like, that doesn't make any sense because, like I said, it never explains they're smart. So why is he doing this? Doesn't make any sense to me.
And then he's taking her where? They said that
they said to like Shadow,
Qarth, right?
Shadowland or whatever.
Qarth is the place where all the money is, right? I know I'm not
sure.
Bravos.
That's Bravos.
No.
Yes.
Bravos.
No, the one where it was that guy. He was like the richest dude.
Yes. But it had nothing in his...
Yeah. That
Qarth
place.
With a Q?
Yes.
Yeah, with a Q.
Correct.
That's where the dragon was supposed to be headed. I'm wondering if they're doing that because there was that magic dude there, right?
Yeah.
Where she had the vision and everything.
But
she killed him.
Bring her back to life.
But that whole guild thing's still there, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe some dark magic.
I don't know.
They brought
an undead.
But why would he know that?
There was resurrection magic also involved in trying to bring Khal Drogo out.
I was gonna say he's gonna have to talk to them.
Her dead. You make live.
I smart dragon.
Well, he was able to pull off like a damn like Lion King moment there, right? Like, Mom, wake up.
Yeah.
Like, which I'm okay with that, but then everything
that was
else.
cute.
That
was I felt the most during that
was
part.
totally
I was
fine.
like, oh.
It made me seem more dog-like. I feel like a dog would do that.
Yeah, because it was doing like that. I was like, doing that. So cute.
So hated that.
So yeah, hated that. All of this.
Which has been, been awesome at this moment too, is that if freaking Grey Worm came in, saw that Jon had killed her, they fight. They fight. Jon kills him.
I like your sword fight.
It's already a better episode.
Yeah, that already, man. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
That already sounds epic.
I wanted them to fight. I thought they were leading
Trial
to
by
that
combat. Fucking Jon Snow versus Grey Worm. That would
Because
have
how
been
they know Jon killed her
amazing.
in the
So
first
good.
place? Is what
Amazing.
I'm
Like, did he
thinking
stay there?
he stayed there, or he walked up to them and was like, "Hey,
Yeah,
I
he
just
probably
killed
would have done
Daenerys."
that, right? The
Yeah.
I
honorable
mean,
thing.
right? Fucking.
I did it. I
piece
killed my
of
queen.
shit. Hey guys,
Took me.
I'm just turning myself in. I just killed the.
Here's my sword, by the way. Here's all my armor.
Oh my god.
I'll just go walk
I'm Jon
myself.
Snow.
I hate
Okay,
Jon
make sure you guys
Snow.
know it's me. I did it.
I'm gonna go walk
Nobody else.
myself in the cage right now.
Or like next to her in the blood, Jon Snow was here.
In her blood.
Right, in
It's
her
so fucked up.
blood.
All right,
Okay.
so then we have it doesn't necessarily flash forward, but you know it's Tyrion
Oh, yeah.
walking into
Another
the
long scene of Tyrion's face.
yeah, it's more sad
like
Tyrion
5 minutes.
walking into the summit, right where they spoke before,
Mhm.
and you see a lot of lords and
Familiar
ladies,
people.
a lot of familiar faces,
Cool.
including
Robin the titty sucker.
Robin the
boy?
titty sucker.
John Aaron grew up, man.
Yeah, man, getting it.
I did not know that was a name. It's pretty.
Yeah, that's
It's pretty funny.
who else was there?
Yara,
Yara was there.
who
Yeah,
defended
Gendry was
Daenerys.
there.
I hated that too.
Yeah, I hate
You hated what?
Yara defended Daenerys.
Well,
She killed
they
the
had
tyrant.
They had a thing,
Yeah. they
and
did.
in the books, they actually do get together and hook up.
Who? Her and Daenerys?
Yara and Daenerys.
Yeah.
They do stuff.
Well then.
So there is.
I haven't checked.
have to.
They-
Well,
there-
not,
there
but
is
not in the
interest there.
show. Not in
Yeah.
the show.
You
They
gotta make
had
that
like
book.
But I'm saying well,
chemistry.
they
yeah,
have
like a-
chemistry, and that's kind of why her loyalties still lie with him.
Yeah, I guess I'll. I
Plus, she
guess
then-
wasn't there to see
But
it
they're
all.
like,
either.
you're too fucking bad, and she's like, all right. So she doesn't bring it up ever again, right?
yeah.
She's like, oh, I got fucking loyalty problems, and they're like, well, too fucking bad. We're picking someone else. All right, well, I vote for that guy. Right?
Also,
Oh,
the
that
fuck
was the
was
worst
that?
thing ever. This is the worst scene ever. I hated
This
it. so
I
much.
agree. I think this whole fucking scene
This is
was
the worst part
worst.
ever.
The bit with what's his name coming up.
That was the worst thing ever. That
He's
was freaking.
he's doing the,
thing
well,
you hate about like
I'm
Marvel.
gonna throw out my
like,
hat. I mean, it was
unnecessary
funny,
Yeah.
but
humor.
I don't know
awful.
why it was thrown in there. It was
Yeah.
funny, but you know,
No, it was
Well,
like
I
it
didn't
shouldn't
I
have
thought
laugh.
unnecessary.
I didn't laugh either. I was like, why are you being a bitch?
I didn't
I
laugh. I
was-
was like, what's going on right now?
I was interested in what he
Yes,
was gearing
yeah.
up
I
to
was
say.
like,
yes.
I was
Come on,
actually
tell
saying.
me. I want to know.
I was
Like-
yeah, and then she's just like fuck down there.
I legit was like, was that supposed to be funny?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
is that what that was?
yeah,
I think
that
so,
was
and I
supposed to
hated
be
it.
It was
humor.
not fucking
It was
funny.
worse than the language thing in the last.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was way
than-
worse.
I
Like
agree.
they don't know
I
how
totally
to do
agree.
comedy now. Like what the fuck?
No, it
That's
was
terrible,
bad.
dude.
Sit the fuck down.
It was just like
Okay.
no more talking, Tyrion, but go ahead and elect someone.
Yeah.
Whatever. Sure.
Was it Sam's the one who proposed
Democracy?
democracy?
And they
That was-
fucking laughed him out, dude.
Okay, I actually like that.
That one
That
was.
good.
I was like, okay,
Yeah, that's
that's kind of funny.
But I agree. Those
We
people
can
aren't.
all do it. Nah.
So Davos starts pleading to Grey Worm like, "Hey, y'all can't just fucking kill Jon Snow. You're gonna start another war, you know."
Right.
And you know, Grey Worm doesn't want to give him up. There's a lot of back and forth with that. You know, you find out Jon's there; he's being charged as a criminal by them or whatever. But I guess in all this arguing, they decide, well, we should choose a king because a king needs to decide all this for us.
Yeah. Okay.
Who has the best story?
Who has the best story?
Stories
You know-
are really important. Wink, wink, guys. This is based on a book, right?
Did you see that meme I shared? Where it was like, who has the best story? And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
Everyone else.
Everyone-
Literally everyone
Everybody
else.
else, man. Which
This decision did not bother me.
What?
Bran
It didn't bother me
becoming
either,
king
not gonna lie.
does not bother me at all. Because Bran is the only fucking person who can run it right.
Well, he's not even gonna run it.
My problem
so
is
could have Jon.
He's gonna be like
How?
a fake head. Is what he's gonna be.
Well, look.
Jon's
Can,
already been
can
a
Jon
leader.
see the future and the past?
No, but this is gonna. Here's the thing: Bran has made it a point to say, "I am something else now. I'm not
Yes,
a person.
exactly.
I am outside of y'all. I'm a fucking watcher, right? I'm a fucking watcher.
He's
Marvel
God.
style. I'm just sitting on the fucking moon, just watching y'all. I know the past, present, and future.
Yes.
Look.
I want nothing to do with y'all.
This man has superpowers. And
Like
you
Dr.
don't want to put him in the office?
No,
He doesn't care,
That's fine,
though.
but he didn't. The whole time, he hasn't been wanting this. Go.
So he doesn't use his powers at all.
Yeah, but
He
used it one time.
He fucked up Hodor. That's all he did.
all he did was just subtle suggestions. Small things.
to
right?
get himself on
like,
the throne.
Like telling exactly. No, he did, right? Because that's why he was there.
He's like, that's why I'm
He's
here.
like, why do you think I'm here?
That
Everything
was like, oh
that
my God,
happened
that blew my mind,
was
that line,
planned
so.
I hate
by
that
Bran.
fucking line. It's the worst
I
line.
was
Sam,
like,
I hate
what?
it too.
Why do you think I'm here? It's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
That's why he's there.
You never wanted the fucking. You never wanted any of this.
You don't know that?
I'm something else.
I'm
now.
not Bran, but call me
He
Bran
said he
the
never
Broken,
wanted
I
to be
guess,
Lord of
now.
Winterfell. That doesn't say he didn't say
said-
what he wanted.
Okay, Arya didn't say it either.
So that's the problem I have with that line too. Is that that didn't have to be in the show at all. If he never said, "Oh, I don't want to be a lord," that didn't
Right.
have to be there. So we wouldn't have to call back to that moment.
Right.
I think my problem with the whole Bran thing is I still don't understand him. I don't understand what he is, what he does at all.
Is
Like I get that he sees the future.
history of-
Yeah.
I don't know if he sees all future.
That's the thing.
I think he has visions
Yeah.
of future, but he definitely does see the past.
And that's the thing. I don't understand.
So he can
don't
see the
understand.
past through anyone's eyes.
Yeah.
So if he were to work back and he can go and he can put himself in anyone's body at any point in time, and he knows what happened. So he knows all of human history that's ever happened, even before the winters and all that shit. Bran has the knowledge of the entire fucking planet. That dude should be king.
Not
But
king,
why?
maybe like an advisor.
Why?
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
To lead us into a better future? If he wanted, he could fuck us all, sure. But has Bran showed any reason that he has? He said he
Not
wants,
lying.
he's a three-eyed raven and he's here for humanity. He helped stop the Night King by
Did
putting
he
himself
though?
as bait. He knew that was going to happen.
just kind of stood there.
He,
Worked a
yeah,
little bit.
he did,
What
right?
are you
now?
worried
He
about?
didn't
where
have
you
to
at?
do any of that. He did all of that on a fucking wheelchair.
I don't.
I understand
just
why
don't
they
like
did
it.
it. I think it's all right.
Okay, I guess so. This is one of the main points I have is that let's say in the books, right, the same main points happen. Daenerys dies. Bran becomes the king. Jon
Right.
goes to the wall. Let's say all these main points happen, or even Sansa becoming queen of the North. I know I'm kind of skipping ahead,
That's fine.
but let's say all these things still happen in the books. I guess it's how we get there, the way we get there
Correct.
is my big problem. You know,
Also, I think I would have had less of a problem if he again was not doing this whole like I'm not Bran, I'm
I
not
agree.
one of y'all, like I'm just a watcher. Like if he wasn't playing that card the entire time, like if he was just a regular person who did have powers, but
Because
he
he's
had
not.
his personality.
or
He's
just
like-
a little weird.
He's evolved above that, right? He is no longer human.
But, like,
He's
right.
three-eyed raven.
But that's the thing. Like Raiden isn't president. The what's his name? Dr. Manhattan isn't president. Like
Yeah.
none of these super
Right.
powerful characters are ever like the main.
Well, I would argue Dr.
Watch.
Manhattan would be, you know,
he would
better.
want to be, man.
No, he
Nah.
wouldn't want to be. But if you wanted someone who can push your species forward, then why not the person who knows all of history?
Because I think humans especially are afraid of someone with power like that. You know, I mean, as like that's what
why he
Watchmen
was-
goes to show you.
That's
right?
why he was real quiet about it.
But people know.
That's why I'm here, bro.
People knew he had that power.
I hate
He didn't tell anyone, right? He wasn't fucking
Yeah.
boasting about. Well, I mean, he did kind of tell, but he was just keeping quiet. Everyone asked him questions, and he was real mysterious.
Yeah.
And then he's just
I mean,
like,
they
at
did
the right
fucking-
moment, he's like, "That's why I'm here."
What is it?
It's like, who's gonna be king,
I hate
bro?
it.
I did all this shit so that I can be here this moment, and you guys elect me.
But that's okay. So that's another
I'm
problem
king,
I have.
and he's gonna go look for the fucking dragon.
People were saying that he like warged into Jamie and like pushed himself out the damn like window.
No, no.
Well, and
What?
that's my problem too.
You
Is
couldn't even
that
work at that point.
is like how can he change the future?
Well, he
like-
changed the past.
Well, he changed the past for sure.
To affect
Yeah.
the future.
But I'm saying, like, what if he accidentally like he has a vision of the future, but then can he change it, or is it like set in stone? That's the problem.
That's-
with
It's
time
like
travel.
having the
That's
sports
They
something-
don't
almanac,
go
right?
into
that
it
needs to
much.
be established within the world.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't think they have.
No, they haven't.
Yeah. So I guess that's just that's all these
If you
all
want
these
to talk
questions
personally,
around.
I can answer your question personally, but
Yeah. So that's like I guess that's my problem with like the whole three-eyed raven thing. That's why like I don't understand like the limits or what. And I
they
just
did
don't.
they
I
did a
like-
shit job of explaining his abilities.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
did.
And there's
Because all they told us before was he can ward, and then once he became the three-eyed raven, he was like,
I'm a little weird
"You're the
now.
fucking three-eyed raven now. We don't really have too much time. Figure it out, or everything dies." And then Bran's like, "Fuck," and he's got to figure it out, and then he's quiet for the whole fucking time, and then he's just, "That's why I'm here, man."
Also, I don't like how, like, thinking character-wise, like, they didn't choose someone we liked. Like, Bran is probably low on my list of people I
Yeah,
actually
people
care
who you would have
about,
wanted to see on the throne.
or at least care about.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gone for a whole season. Season 5 isn't even there. So, like, I just don't even care about Bran. Like, yes, he's cool and all, but what I don't...
Like he's like a super being.
But I don't
right?
like him. I don't care.
But you don't have to.
It's like if they chose...
He's just gonna rule and govern for
It's
you.
like if they chose Adam from the DC universe, you know, Adam Man
Yeah.
as head of Justice League. It's like, why? What? Why? Or I don't know, just some random
Plastic
character.
Man.
Plastic
Yeah,
Man.
Plastic
Well,
Man's
he's
pretty cool.
He's pretty cool.
Plastic Man's pretty cool.
Or
Bad
is it-
analogy, man.
What's
Bad
that
analogy.
thing? What's that thing though where it's like
Sorry,
Game
yeah.
of
Stick,
Thrones?
stick to Marvel characters.
just-
Stick to dude you know.
That like Game of Thrones is just, or the Game of Thrones is just a game of musical chairs, and the person who won was sitting down the whole time.
Which was Bran.
I like that.
It's pretty good.
So yeah, I guess at the end of the day, I just don't like the decision.
It doesn't bother
I
me
don't-
that much, but
I
like
mean-
I don't know what his intentions are. I guess.
I get that,
After
like
that
him
line.
having powers is cool because he could help better the world and he knows the future and stuff like that. Just like again, if he just wasn't being like I don't want any of it, like just the way John
mean-
was, I would have been more okay with it.
Character wise, sure. But like sense wise, I think it makes sense to make Bran king.
Yes, I agree.
The guy's like godlike powers.
The thing is, I thought when Tyrion was talking about like who, you know, he's there drumming up like, oh, there's the stories. Who's got the best
yeah,
story?
dude, no, I was
I
not
thought he was
thinking
gonna talk
Bran.
about fucking
No, I was
Jon.
not. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
not thinking Bran. I thought he was gonna say Jon Snow.
Yeah,
or anyone,
because
dude.
at this point,
Yes,
he's
Bran was
he
the
has
last
the
fucking
best-
person.
He's
I
one of the
thought
few people who knows about Jon Snow. John's
Yeah.
fucking held captive as a criminal right now, and I thought he was gonna be like, "Let me fucking tell you all
Right.
about Jon fucking Snow, guys.
Why
Let
not
me tell you
them
all this."
then and there?
Yeah, exactly. Why the fuck not? If that's who like.
If she's dead, why keep the secret? If he killed his best friend for it, right?
Exactly. Like
Varys died because of it.
Yes.
And then now Dany's dead. What's stopping him from telling everyone that Jon is a Targaryen and just having everyone there, the most important people of Westeros, rally behind Jon in front of fucking Grey Worm's face?
Yeah.
What are you going to do now, Grey Worm?
Like no one would have stopped him from telling that.
Westeros
story.
hates you.
Yeah.
Go back to Easteros. That's what he did.
Really called Easter eggs.
Yes, it's Easteros.
Yeah,
Okay.
We had
it is
South
actually.
It's funny.
Learn your fucking lore,
I
Frank.
didn't read the books, bitch. Sorry.
Don't laugh at my Easteros.
Yeah, I was pretty mad that when they're like, "Who do you think should be
With
king?" and they're like looking
Isn't
at
he
each other,
going with like
"Someone say John, please."
parasitic butterflies or
Someone.
something?
Sansa.
Yeah,
Someone
and
say
John. Where's he going? The island, Grey Worm.
Noth.
Not when
yeah.
they
Going
have
to
like
Noth.
Is it
butterflies that kill you
Oh,
or kill
like Mothra.
no, I think
Little
little
tiny
ones
ones.
Oh,
that kill strangers or like outsiders, basically. So it's like, why is that the best place for you to go? Sure.
So while everyone's agreeing that yes,
Yeah, exactly.
Bran should be king,
I agree.
Everyone's
Aye.
Dude,
Aye.
And Sansa's like,
dude.
nah.
This bothered me so much, dude. Why does Sansa get special treatment? Because she's
Oh,
brother
I
to
agree.
fucking Bran?
I agree.
What the fuck
If
is
any-
this?
Dorne should be like by themselves.
I know,
Or,
right?
like-
What pissed me off was everyone's like, they're just.
No one's like, hey, what? I want to be a free.
Yeah,
king.
Wait,
guys.
me too.
And she's like, no, we said we weren't gonna fucking bow, so that shit's not happening. Bran's like, all right, and everyone's like, okay. So no longer is it even fucking 6 kingdoms.
7.
Bran only controls 5 now because the king,
Is it 7 kingdoms?
it's 7
Seven.
kingdoms, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the 7.
So
houses.
what are the two that are gone besides Winterfell?
Targaryen.
Well,
now,
yeah,
okay.
because
Yeah, because that's gone.
Oh,
and
okay,
then
okay,
fucking
I get you, I
so
get you.
is the Lannisters are gone.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Well,
but
no.
their land is still there.
Well,
so.
yeah. Well, anyway, even if you add them, that's still it doesn't.
well, Tyrion's
6 or 7 kingdoms. Same point you have.
Their math is
One
wrong.
kingdom
Mine's
less.
right.
But and that's the thing too is like her brother is already the king. He's not gonna go oppose her or like tell her to
no,
like.
it's
like-
Well,
Frustrating.
they were saying because they're gonna vote for a new king every time, right? So
But she'll die
4
before
more
that.
years.
Before Bran Jr.,
And-
right?
you know, yeah.
Well, wait. So
and then she's like, Bran's dick don't work, so he can't have kids.
So
So
he's not fit to be king.
they gotta get new fucking kings that are gonna be elected.
but why not her? She was already queen of the North or queen warden of the North or whatever.
why not her? What?
Be king.
Yeah.
Might not her
Of
be
the
queen
North?
of the Westeros?
Oh wait,
Uh,
I'm confused. Wait, what are we talking about?
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I was confused.
We're
Were you talking about like
about-
because when she makes the comment of like, oh, Bran can't do anything because he's crippled.
Yeah,
What
Oh,
was
that's
she
why they
referring
were
to?
saying that's why he can't be king.
we were talking about
Because
succession.
He would have no
Yeah, he
su-
can't.
Oh,
succession.
He has no
Okay,
heirs.
gotcha.
So every time there's gonna have to be a new king. So that was gonna be their system. Their new system was
Right.
put a new king in office. By
And
vote-
the
by
high
voting.
people, right?
Right, they're
Those
like,
people.
we'll gather here every time at this place, and we'll all vote for a new king.
Except Sansa now.
Except
She's
Sansa,
like-
she owns her own shit.
Yeah, a whole land. Which reading the books, looking at the map, they have a whole big
dude,
land
there's
up
pretty
there.
A lot of
fucking big,
space.
man.
They got a lot of space,
They got a
bro.
lot of
Out of
space.
it, Yeah.
I hated that too. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I thought that was bullshit. And then bothered me more was that no one fucking contested it.
Yeah.
Everyone was cool with it.
And she's like, the Winterfells or the North has been, they were like independent for like 1,000 years.
We're
Like,
done bending knees.
Who cares? Who cares? Yeah, what's the difference with bending knee and not bending knee?
Plus, Grey Worm's just listening
yeah,
to
he's just
all
like,
this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just taking it like, okay.
all right,
I
sounds
don't know.
good.
A master.
I'm not mad anymore.
Goodbye.
I'm
And,
still thinking about my Sunday.
My son.
And at the end of the scene, that's when Bran names Tyrion his hand.
And I was like, I don't
Oh,
care. I
okay.
don't care. I'm already mad at this point.
And I'm just like, why is Tyrion fighting him? He's like, no, let me die.
I
Let me
can't.
die in chains.
Throw me
Okay?
off the area.
No, someone else, man. Any fucking buddy else. Let me die. Let me die. He's like, no, man. You don't want it, so now you get it. Fuck. All right, man. I guess I live.
You know who else doesn't want it? Jon Snow.
Right? No one asked that fucking guy. They're like, you know what? Send him to the black. Again. To fight what?
That pissed me off so bad.
Wildlings?
I was like, why
That
are they
was the
sending
only
him
thing I
right
could think
back
of.
there?
Yeah, I was like, dude, they did him so dirty. Like, sending him back, like, you're being punished again.
Well,
But
that's
like,
where
no
he would have
reason.
wanted to be, really.
Look, okay, so that was my problem, is that if John instead, like, let's say he was there at the meeting or whatever, and, like, everything turned out well and he's free or whatever, right? I would have much preferred him being like, hey, you know what, guys? Talking to his brother and sisters, like, hey, I'm gonna go back up to the north and I'm just gonna be with the free folk up there. Like, I just want, that's what, like, if he made that decision himself, I would have
of
been
being
way
forced.
cooler with that. Instead of being forced to the Night's Watch,
you know, I
and
would
then him just leave.
I would have been happy with him leading the free folk and creating his own thing up there
Yeah.
and uniting them.
Him being his own Mance Raider. the new
Yeah,
Mance Raider.
exactly. Because him and Mance Raider had that whole thing about uniting all the wildlings and having them because they were fighting within themselves.
Yeah.
They were like their own little sub clans and shit like that.
Yeah.
And Mance Raider was so fucking cool because he put them all together.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
And so,
maybe
I-
infer that because that's, I mean, he was headed out there with the wildlings.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so-
what I thought he was going to do.
That I wouldn't be, but they're just like, go to the black, and then he's just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go past the wall, fucking keep going. Like, where is he going? He's
I
supposed
know,
to
we
stay
don't-
at the wall,
I was
manning it. He's
confused.
just
I'm like,
taking
what
off
are you
the
doing?
thing.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I mean,
there
I
isn't
only.
even
That's
a
what I'm saying.
watch
Like,
anymore, though.
if
so.
he's going past the wall that far, then at least give me that he's gonna go fucking do something.
Yeah.
Not, there goes Jon Snow. That guy used to be somebody. That guy came back from the dead.
Yeah.
For what?
Literally. To kill Daenerys?
To kill Daenerys?
But I mean, Arya could have done that.
You know what would have been better, man? Fucking does that, and then boom, it's Arya. She takes off Jon Snow's fucking face.
That was something.
Why the fuck
Yeah.
make
Sad.
Arya a face-changing assassin if she never used it besides that one fucking time afterwards?
For Walder Frey, which was
Yeah.
cool, but that was the last time she used
That
it.
was it.
That was it. And I was really
A
mad.
friend of mine from work said, "What if Arya actually not only killed Danny, but then assumed Danny's face and like just
And
would've
then
been
John
great,
kills
too.
her.
pretending to be
that
her
would
or
have been
something.
cool.
That would have been cool.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
her
like that.
ruling from fucking. But I don't see her. Being
Yeah,
a
not
ruler.
wanting to do it though.
I could see her fucking
I'm no
delivering
lady.
the kill shot.
I'm not a lady.
I think she'd do it if she
Not a lady.
if she could control and put the
Man.
Starks in better spots. And
I
stuff.
wanted them together, but
I know.
I can't believe they
why.
didn't
I
even
understand
interact
why.
once. Like they banged and then they saw each other and they didn't even like.
Well, he was like, "Fucking marry me." She was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah, but like that's it. Like that's the last time we're gonna ever see them interact. That was just. I thought they were both there.
6
Something.
episodes.
Okay.
We gotta fit all this 6 episodes.
I know.
See, that's my whole big
terrible.
thing with John is that I think I would have much preferred him be like, I'm just gonna go up there. I'm gonna be with the freefold. I would have been like, okay, cool, I understand that, but he was forced up there because he's technically
Fucking Kingslayer.
He's technically
Queenslayer.
Queenslayer now, bro.
Queenslayer,
you know,
bro.
a criminal, I guess.
Yeah, Colonel.
So it's like, okay, it's stupid. So dumb.
All right, so we already talked about Tyrion and Jon telling him he's going to take the black.
Yeah.
Next, Jon is taken to the ships. He meets up with Sansa and Arya.
Yeah.
And that's where Arya claims she is going to go west of Westeros where the maps end.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
I
where I,
thought
got
that
really
was.
depressed.
I thought that was all right too. Like if she's gonna go be like an adventurer and go discover and explore, that sounds kind of cool.
She's gonna look for
She
the
even
one.
said-
gonna
she
go
even said
be-
she wanted to
she's
do
gonna
it
go. You're on
earlier.
it. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
In like season
Or she can be
6, she
drizzed.
said it. Or something.
she's gonna look for the One Piece.
There you go. With the straw hat.
So
I see
many.
it. I
so
see
many
it.
fucking. I like. I mean, okay. So at the end of this episode, my own mom was like, "I don't know why everybody's mad. Everyone got what they wanted." And I thought about it because I was mad about the episode, and I was like, "That's kind of true, right?" Because like Jon didn't want the throne. Okay, he didn't get the fucking throne. Sansa wanted the fucking throne. Okay, she got her own fucking throne. Arya wanted to keep exploring, and you know she was curious about moving on and not wanting to stay at in Winterfell or whatever. So okay, so she went. You know, I guess the only question was just Bran. I mean, he never really expressed wanting to be a fucking king or whatever, but
He
why he's
never
there, bro.
expressed anything.
that's true.
That's why he's there.
What do you think I'm here? Shut the fuck up, Bran. Damn it,
bro.
man.
Planned it all.
So stupid.
It was when we hit this particular scene that I got really upset because I was like, "This is like ending right now, right?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh
Mhm.
damn, man, this sucks."
It's supposed to be
I'm
like
so
a
upset.
heartfelt moment because they're all crying. I'm just like, well,
Oh yeah, I didn't feel it
I don't care.
at all.
And I didn't write it down, but I think right before this is where like Grey Worm's like we're going to. We already said what they're going to.
Yeah.
Going to Nath.
Going back.
Where
Deadly
Mothra
butterflies.
is.
Which like I saw a meme that was like oh hey okay when he leaves like you can,
Yeah.
you can come back over. and
Oh, it's
sprint.
okay, John. He's gone.
Yeah,
It's cool, bro.
Yeah, you can stay.
you can stay now.
The only thing I could think
Yeah,
of is
they
that
could have done that
maybe-
too.
Yeah.
Maybe Yara would have
Fucking
gotten
shit.
upset. That's the only thing I could have
Sure,
thought
but
of.
she's gonna go back to Iron Islands, but
Yeah.
They're both gone.
yeah, they're all taking off. The only two people who were pissed about it were taking off anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
Stupid,
That's true.
Stupid
Fuck.
writing.
Stupid.
Okay. Next, Brienne finds that Book of Nights.
That made me mad too.
And
Why?
and
Because she
fills
closed
in-
it. She touched it without letting the ink dry, man. She just
That bothered me.
it actually bothered
Yes.
me.
Oh,
When I
it's
saw that and she did it, I was like, "What the fuck? It's not even dry." I was like, "Whatever. Let it go." Keep
That
watching.
bothered me a lot. It took me out.
I don't know if you've ever calligraphy. Cause have you
Never
ever
done it. Never done it.
Never. Let me tell you, it's fucking bullshit because it's hard when you. It takes a while for it to dry, and if not, then you fuck it all up.
She's just
I mean, I already do it with a
Fuck it.
regular pen at work sometimes.
Smearing it and
Yeah.
shit. Come on.
Yeah.
dude. That brought me back to like Mean Girls, like that meme that came out.
Yeah.
There was so many good memes out of
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
That
was-
one, yeah.
It was like gives good dick or it's just like shit like that. I was like, God damn it, dude.
I actually really liked it.
So
though.
many good
It was-
memes out of that one. It
It was a
was
sweet moment.
was
I
awesome.
actually liked that one.
Is it okay? So I was confused. Is it weird for her to do that, or is it? I don't know. Since he did her so dirty.
You know
That,
what I was
that was the
thinking?
honorable part of her, man.
You know what I was hoping at the final sentence that she writes in that book is that he fathered a fucking child or something, and then it's her like being
No,
pregnant,
no.
or her having, and like she's
And
carrying.
then she
would've
Jack
stabs
Lannister.
it. Get out of there.
That at least to me would have been fucking cool. Like
God, no.
Then Jaime's line still goes on, and finally, it's not with Cersei.
After he did her dirty, though? I don't know.
See, that's another thing too, right? It's because I really liked Jaime's character, and I feel like they fucking wrote him stupid and rushed him.
Stupid this
Yeah.
fucking season.
But I really feel like that would have been fucking cool, man. To at least keep that line going. I mean, they fucked, right?
Couple times.
You could do it. No, all you need is once, and you can just write it in. It works. Trust me. They did it one time. It works. It's believable.
Yeah, I didn't like that she wrote nice things about him. I'm like, why?
What? I like that a lot.
I didn't like it.
It
Because
was
like I
like
said,
it was like an internal struggle of like
she's still a
he
knight,
did me
man.
dirty,
She's
but I'm
still a
honorable,
knight.
and he did all these things, and he
she's
deserves
still gonna
to
be the good
honored for those
person,
things.
and she's
Yeah.
still gonna. That's her character, dude.
Yeah, I love that.
It's true. That was believable.
I think it would have been out of character had she
Very
done,
noble of her.
like bad things about him.
yeah, I mean it's true. I just hate him so much. Now I do. I used to like
I
him
was
2
hoping-
seasons
I know, you're
ago.
saying like last episode, you're like, it's my favorite
He's
character.
my favorite.
You're like, I hate him.
I was hoping we
Freaking
would
hate
see
him.
like a
Left
page
me.
of her in there or something, man. That would have been so cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought she was gonna maybe find one of her, like just started or something.
Yeah,
But,
that would have been awesome.
But
So at least her being knighted would have meant like something, where she's in the knight book,
I hate this whole season. Just hate it.
It's all bad. So after that, the first hand meeting takes place. What do we call that? First meeting.
Yeah, the first meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Her
the
small
scene
council meeting.
where
The sad,
Yeah.
the sad Tyrion setting up the chairs.
yeah, he's sitting up the
slowly,
chairs.
just like-
Another dragged out scene.
No,
We have 2 minutes left.
Wait. I actually like that scene because
So
he
do I.
sits there and it's like empty, and you like call back to the first season when you have all these characters and you realize, wow, they're all dead at this point,
Yeah.
And so I like that the first time they dragged out on this scene, I liked it because it like really
That's
he
fair.
felt that emptiness.
I think
in that
this
moment.
felt a little more like fan
Earned.
service a little bit, and it's
Well-
kind of like when I was like, okay, I kind of was okay with the length of the scene, but
I liked it.
it felt a little fan servicey for me, and I was like, okay, I'm cool.
Really?
When he first becomes part of the small council, he has to drag that fucking chair in there. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And he's like,
all like just dragging it and
all
pissing
that.
off.
So I feel
Tywin.
like with this scene, he's there and he's looking at it, and then there he is, just fixing all
Yeah,
of the chairs because now
man.
he's the one running it.
I
Yeah.
know.
And it's not him going there to crash it.
Yeah.
It was good. I actually liked that.
I
scene.
liked it. I didn't think it was that bad.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
Sorry, Caleb. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Don't get mad. I'm
You
sorry.
can- you can-
Okay. We'll move
Are
on.
they
Let's
coming
go,
in? Are
Frank.
they
Come
coming
on.
in?
They're coming in.
Before Caleb hits me.
Yeah. Everyone starts coming
Dude.
in, right? We got Bran and.
Why is Braun
Sam.
the master of coin? What?
Dude,
I
yes!
know.
That was the worst
Yes!
I thought maybe Master of War or something because he's all
Yeah,
deceptive
maybe.
and shit. I don't know.
No,
Whispers
man.
or something?
Yeah, Whispers maybe.
Braun, my boy. Yes.
I didn't mind.
Master of Coin.
I was
Come on.
confused.
That guy should not be in charge
That
of
was
money.
not.
Well,
He's gonna be
Well,
the hardest penny
yeah.
pincher, dude.
That's. I mean,
I was
So,
confused, but I guess that makes sense because he always wants more money.
that's
True.
true.
He's
He's
now-
gonna be
Doesn't
greedy
anything
as
for
shit.
money.
That's why he's
That's
like
true.
was even like, well, I don't know, you got the proper paperwork. Like
Yeah.
he's not gonna want to just dish out money, and of course he's gonna want to collect the fucking money when it comes to it.
I did like a lot of the back and forth though, where they're like, "Oh, we got money. I'll spare a coin for a brothel or whatever."
Yeah.
Just this little
It
band.
felt
That's why I
more
call it
old
fan
Game of
servicey.
Thrones. It felt old Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
For that scene.
But that's why I call it fan service. Is just them
Oh.
being silly. Like it was, you didn't have to worry about bullshit happening. It's just
Yeah.
like these characters
I like
actually
that.
interacting with each other without.
I think that's more of a that's the direction that they're headed.
Mhm.
Is it's now they can worry about the small problems
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
brothels and docks and shit like that.
Yeah.
Instead of fucking armies and shit like that. So it went from there to now it's let's take care of the small problems.
Dude,
Yeah.
Bran's sigil. Did you see it?
Oh, I
It's
didn't.
on Brienne's armor, and it's like a raven here
I
with
didn't
like,
see
and it
it.
comes out. It's super cool because
Fuck.
because he's not. He says he's not a Stark
He's
anymore.
a three-eyed raven.
He's a three-eyed raven. So it's like a
So that's a
raven.
new sigil.
It's like a bird beak.
He's no longer human.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's cool. Also,
He's a guy.
I really okay. This is the part where I really hated. So they go on for like a couple episodes, like don't kill all the people in King's Landing. Don't
Don't kill
murder
him.
these
Don't
people.
do it.
And they spend a whole episode burning them to death, right?
Yeah.
And then we never see the aftermath. of King's Landing, like at all. We see like they're in the small council room, but we never see like them try to rebuild the actual city.
Oh, the aftermath.
Like maybe like
Right,
planning out
right.
or
6
something.
episodes.
We have
And so
we have 10
6
minutes
episodes.
left. We have 10 minutes left of this episode.
Look, they can imagine it. They'll pretend.
Look,
But, like,
we're
it's
gonna spend
good.
an extra 40 seconds on Tyrion setting up chairs.
Yeah.
Right?
no, but the fact that they didn't show it, just like push it in
Yeah.
your face, like, oh, we only used it as a plot device to make Dany like look evil, and we'll never show like these people we care about
Like
ever again.
just do that one scene where you're like pulling out of the city and you just see people fixing.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
That's what I mean. There's that they just
Into
need
the
a
clouds.
scene like that.
It's like the Simpsons.
Like the grease car, like up there. Dude.
Yeah, man. I got you, Frank. I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, man. See, you know.
Oh, but you forgot.
That's going to be on our Kickstarter.
You forgot the guy. Oh, it's a Song of Ice and Fire.
Oh my god!
I came up with the name.
I was like rolling my eyes. I'm like,
That was awful
no,
too.
man, don't
Wait,
do that.
who wrote
That
it?
was bad.
Did it?
Some maester, right?
maester.
Yeah.
Which
It
didn't make
was
sense
the
to
main
me.
maester, the one who was above Sam. Remember when they were doing the autopsy? He was talking.
Oh,
to
yeah,
main
that guy.
maester? Yeah, that guy. So he was the grand maester of everything, and he's the one who wrote that book. And then Sam was helping him with the research and all that shit.
I hated that.
At least it wasn't
why doesn't
DB&D, bro.
why doesn't Bran write a book? He knows everything. From Robert's Rebellion to now,
He just needs
literally
to close
everything.
his eyes and look at it. Just go backwards,
I hated that.
and he's there. He doesn't need to read it. He's just.
Well, that's what I'm
there.
saying. Why doesn't
For
he?
other people.
Why doesn't he write the correct history? He knows everything.
No, yeah.
Just ask him.
And then he'd be like,
I hated it.
Just
A
ask
Song
him.
of Bran.
A song of Bran.
Song of Bran.
and how I got the throne.
It was so fancy.
And how I knew I was supposed to be there.
Because it's like stories, wink, wink. A Song of Ice and Fire, wink, wink, guys. I hated it.
I didn't like it. After that, John returns to Castle Black, becoming part of the Night's Watch. Right? He did have that black.
Yeah, he was wearing all black.
After.
I am under the assumption he would be the Lord Commander.
Yes.
I would think if he's
they're
going
gonna
back,
banish
it's like
him,
he's starting all over. I think.
Yeah, right.
I
But
have no idea.
If your brother is a three-eyed raven,
Wait, we
and your
forgot. We
sister
forgot
is
something.
Queen of the North, who is borderline to the wall, I think they could maybe fit you in as Lord Commander. Because there's people following him.
Yeah.
Dude.
What did we forget?
Bran went into the small council meeting for 30 seconds or
Oh, yeah.
something, and just like, all right,
So,
I'm
I
out.
want to go find a dragon.
It was very like Robert Baratheon never shows up to his own council meetings.
Yeah.
That's definitely
Well,
what it
because he's
reminded me.
already there in his mind. He's,
Yeah.
He's
he's
like,
there.
now I'm watching it on video.
Videos.
I heard what you said. Heard what you said about me.
I've seen this movie before.
Say the face, bitch.
And so I don't know. I hated that actually.
I hate this whole season.
So he's gonna go.
Oh, but
he's
but
gonna go look
Podrick's
for
a knight
Drogon,
now.
right?
That's
Right.
cool.
Podrick's a knight.
But I thought
That's
he
cool,
would do
right?
it there.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I don't think he really needs to physically go look for him.
Isn't
No,
it
I
kind of-
know, but I thought we'd
No.
get to see it. 6 seasons. But
when you pull into the
6
closet with
episodes.
Bran on his fucking
It's just Bran fucking-
flying.
Wait,
He's a three-eyed raven. He's
what does
just
that mean?
flying
He's
with
gonna go
wings.
look for the dragon.
he's gonna go try to warg.
I don't know.
gonna-
Why is he?
Into Drogon?
Look, man.
That's what
Why?
I'm hoping
If
for.
you could warg that dragon and put a little wheelchair thingy on top of it, you
Yes.
can ride it, dude. The dragon is his fucking throne.
But
That's what I thought it meant by you're gonna fly.
I know we all thought that. Okay, so
Ah!
so that's my problem is that now we just assume everything that
Yes.
from here.
Yes.
We have 5 minutes left, guys. Let's wrap this episode
We
up.
gotta go.
They'll assume.
You know, he's gonna write it or something, right? Yeah, everyone knows that.
They try to talk shit. Look at my bank account. Suck my dick. I got your money.
Is this where it's like cutting from like each Stark kid here?
Not yet, but we're
Oh,
coming up to there. Well, the last thing I just did want to say when John gets to Castle Black is
Yeah.
that he sees Tormund there.
They didn't even like. I thought they would like.
Yeah, I thought like, they were gonna
Hey!
get close, like, hey, like
Looks at him
something.
and he's like,
Yeah, he's just like,
all right, I guess we'll
So-
take you in.
yeah.
Why is Tormund there? I thought he'd been gone a long
I know,
time
They
ago.
were
was
waiting
gonna
for
go
winter
beyond
to
the wall.
end.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, because you see the little like sprigs of grass coming out, so like it's
Yes.
safe.
There was little spurts of grass coming out of the snow and shit
Yeah.
by the wall.
So now it's like spring now.
I thought winter lasted
Winter's
years.
Well, the
over.
Night King's
The Night
dead.
King is dead.
The Night King was winter?
Yes.
I thought winter was just an actual season.
Yeah, but it's like
It is.
extra
I think it's
bad
both.
Because
of
they
the
would
Night
talk
King.
about summer babies because like all their lives they've only known fucking summer.
Right.
It's
It
it's a
lasts
bit of
years.
both.
I assumed
Yeah,
that
it's a
the
bit of
Night
both.
King was like exacerbating whatever was going on.
The
What?
long night.
What is he doing?
It's real cold.
Yeah. And then yes, the next scene is
Is
the
the
montage of all the Starks walking.
The music was cool. It
Yeah,
was like
music
the
was
actual
cool.
Game of
It was
Thrones
like
theme, wasn't it? That was cool.
Copy, stop. So we see Sansa, being crowned at Winterfell.
And at
Who
this
cares?
point, I'm like, who cares?
John just at Castle Black.
Who cares?
Arya in the
Yes.
ships.
I don't care.
And then
That
John
one's
finds
cool.
Ghost.
I do
off, bro.
care. I like that.
cares?
I do
I
like
love
that.
that.
That was good.
Yeah. Hey, Ghost.
He's like, bye.
Stay here.
Stay. I'm gonna go with Tormund.
And we get to the final scene, man, with John leading the wildlings out.
That was the lamest scene ever.
As I said, man, if he was going up there for a reason,
Or
that'd be
on his
great.
own.
or on his own,
Like, I want to go do this.
Or
his
even
own
like
volition, yeah. But like he's just unbanished.
even a shot like in
So
the
I guess
opposite
I'll
direction
co-lead them.
would have been good.
Yeah.
You know?
You mean like with them?
Like
seeing
of
castle
seeing the
behind them.
outside of
Yeah.
where they're going, but
Yes.
instead it's just like looking backwards where they're coming from. And it's like,
I think it was meant to symbolize, like, I'm done with this Night's Watch, this
right. So
Time of my
show the
life.
new thing because we're lingering on the old stuff over here by looking at the damn wall.
Yeah.
You know?
So we get nothing else from the Lord of Light or anything, right?
none
So
of the
that
gods.
just kind of-
Like, any of the gods. Also, yeah, let's go ahead and go into things that don't have closure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many.
Is that
Open-
not what we're doing?
Aegon Targaryen. Yeah, that's true. We were doing that the whole time anyways. Aegon Targaryen. Jon Snow.
Nothing.
No point. Him riding the dragon. No,
No
point.
point.
Like, that's all fan service crap for no reason. That
Yeah.
specifically. Him
Like
being
mid-
Targaryen, I think
nothing.
it was already, like, written. But that was, like, so dumb. Like,
A lot of those storylines just kind of just fucking like oh we gotta close we're just gonna fucking everyone we're gonna write them off. You're dead. You shitty ending.
oh, I didn't really express it, but yeah, the whole thing about Daenerys, like, she dies in 2 minutes and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Never mentioned
One of the
it,
most
yeah.
important characters is just like, all right,
No
we're done
funeral, no fucking nothing,
Don't
no
even see people
words.
weeping or
Nope.
I mean
with that. Nothing.
Apparently, no one gave a shit.
We linger more on
She
like
died.
my Sunday's death over this.
Yeah,
I know.
right?
We see that her chains and everything,
And then
Anything.
people going through her belongings, and he's like, "Man, I'm gonna throw it in the fire."
I think Jorah's death even like you know what I mean like they even showed him burning at the funeral pyre.
Yeah.
People caring for him, her caring for him. She was at his death like body as he was dying. Like spent so much time on that, and for her to just like cut away, you never even see her body anymore.
That's
after
6
they take her away.
episodes, bro.
We have
We
30
gotta
minutes
trim the
left.
fat. We gotta trim the fat.
Yeah.
Give me some more chair seats.
Just a lot of stuff that just.
You know, when we started this, I did not expect to be having these kinds of fucking conversations
Yeah,
about this show.
that's the thing too. Is that this is like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, it
first,
was.
Yeah.
the whole 6
Same.
seasons were like amazing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Since the first season, man. Since episode 1, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
dude,
I'm
this
hooked.
is-
Perfect.
First
this is
couple of
it.
minutes, I was hooked, man.
Yeah, I was like,
That
this
that
is-
No, for me, it
Winterfell.
was the first minute, not
Yeah,
the first
man.
couple. For me, it was
Yeah.
first minute.
No, for me it was
Same.
as soon as that rider rides into Winterfell, and then there's like that flurry of music, and it's like Winterfell. I was like, dude, like this is okay.
For me, is
No,
when
I'm fucking
when they're
in.
opening the
When the
gate.
White Walker-
That's I was like,
That's
I'm
your
in.
end.
I'm in.
When the static came out, I was like, I'm done. Favorite.
HBO.
My
I'm
show.
on- I'm on
This
it.
is my show.
God damn it.
Once they say like violence, nudity, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Boobies? Check mark.
But I think overall, man, like I think when we were doing this, I was like, dude, this is gonna be great. We're gonna talk about fucking like our favorite fucking show. It's gonna be great. Like we're gonna have theories. We're gonna finally see all these things come to an end. They're gonna answer all our questions. They're gonna
They left us with more questions.
Yeah, they left
So
us
many questions.
They left me just. You know what? I feel like at this point I'm gonna have to just end up reading the actual books.
Yeah.
Because,
I mean, like,
yeah.
And it's
yeah,
making
right?
me happy
if
right
he
now.
finishes them.
Well, that's the thing. The report came out that he had 2 books that he
He
finished,
still needs to right.
or like no, that he's pretty much done. but he can't release them until the show's over.
Yeah.
Supposedly. So that's why I was like,
I heard
I'll read
that
it.
was the
I'm
thing.
curious
Yeah.
to see what.
But yeah,
He's
so
70, man.
yeah, he's old.
My Grammy's 91, so
Yeah.
he's got time.
He's got
Well,
time. He can
got
still
time.
write.
He's got more than 6 episodes.
That's
Right?
I just don't. I don't understand.
I don't understand
the
how
decision.
if we throw more money at them, we get less content.
Yeah.
How?
The biggest show on TV.
I throw more money at you,
I
you
know,
should give me
right?
more stuff.
Yeah, I don't need a whole big dragon sequence. Like, I don't need it.
I mean, we fucking paid for a whole dragon sequence. Give me the dragon sequence and give me more.
yeah.
We paid so much fucking money.
I have HBO Go right now
No.
because I'm literally paying for
Yeah.
it. I'm literally paying for it.
I paid for HBO Go and now, just in case. Fuck it.
Yeah, so
And they fucked me.
yeah. I guess like yeah, I'm just mad, disappointed, sad, like all these kinds of things in one. Just like
Like 5 stages of grief.
I think it's
Yeah.
because it's like squandered potential. Like we've seen how good this show can be.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then to just kind of see it come down to this is just.
I think
like,
this,
oh,
this just
okay.
means that the best show's still out there.
Breaking Bad. I saw that meme going
Yeah,
around.
you did right.
I haven't finished it.
You haven't seen
good.
Breaking
You
Bad?
haven't
haven't
finished Breaking
Well, we'll
Bad?
talk about it on our like little chill,
Our other chill
Chill set.
podcast.
our chill set.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Coming
to
soon,
a
chill
YouTube
set.
video near you.
Hopefully,
Soon.
hopefully we'll record it soon.
We're playing a lot of stuff. We're probably all whispering over each other. We can't even hear shit. But yeah, man, I severely disappointed. Wish it could have been better. I think all this is gonna make me, like I said, want to do is maybe like really get back into reading because as much as I love the idea of wanting to read the books, I feel like now I absolutely have to get the actual true ending.
To get your, closure.
Or to get a good fix of
real fucking closure.
it.
Yeah.
And there's going to be so much more content.
Yeah.
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 There's,
Well, they're gonna do prequels, right? I don't know if it's the same
I
dudes
heard
behind
it was
it or not.
for sure
I don't think
prequels. That's what I heard. I don't think it's going to be because I know there's people at work who's like, "Oh, 5 years they're gonna make a continuation." I'm like, no.
Yeah. I hope,
Like,
I hope
no.
they don't.
Yeah, I
To
hope
be
they
honest,
don't.
I
Like,
hope they
I don't want an
Yeah.
Arya spinoff. I don't want a Danny's dead body
I don't want
spinoff.
to.
I
Just
don't
a
want-
hand.
I don't. Yeah, I don't want any other spinoff
Yeah.
in the show.
Give me Euron spinoff. I'll watch that.
Dude, young
God
Euron?
damn.
Give me young Euron conquering the seas.
No.
I'll watch that.
No.
I would too, actually.
I'd rather just watch Arya's Adventures than to going to.
I mean,
where
it's like what
there's
Black Sails. I haven't seen that shit.
Yeah, me neither, but they look kind of cool.
Piratey.
It's typical.
I don't know. Her story
typical
was like my
Stars
least
show.
favorite for a while.
Stars show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they're all the same. All the Stars shows are all the same. It's like we have violence and nudity and whatever. And
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay.
It's all the same shit.
It really feels Spartacus.
Is that? I was gonna say Spartacus, right? Isn't that where it originated from?
Oh, is
Stars?
that-
Spartacus was alright.
Yeah, that's fine, but you know,
They
it's,
have-
it's
They
the
did
same.
overdo the slow mo, but
Yeah.
the story was alright.
That's okay.
A lot of boobies. Dude, Xena.
The old Xena,
Yeah.
warrior princess.
Yeah, she's still hot in that.
She's in it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. I
Oh,
forgot.
she comes out in
I
that
totally
fucking
forgot.
hard naked, man.
You know what?
Okay.
Watch Spartacus.
I haven't seen it. You know what movie's good is Hercules with The Rock. It's just so
With the rock? Yeah. No, I didn't like that one.
good. Just kidding.
I liked it.
I know they
I
tried
liked
to-
it more than I like Euron.
Well, they tried to keep that one more to the actual Hercules lore, and it just came off as stupid as fuck. But then you throw in scorpion people, like weird ass rock figured.
And the guy who knows the future.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. That
You
little
guys remember
prophet.
more about that movie than I do.
I have
Just
no
like,
idea what's
I've
going
seen
on.
it.
You
I
know
saw
why
it
we're
one
talking about
time.
this? Because Game of Thrones had a disappointing ending that we
That
don't
is
care.
true.
It's
That's true. So
disappointing.
we're
Anyway.
recommending Xena. We're recommending Spartacus. Fucking
And fucking Scorpion King.
Scorpion
King,
King.
the
And
first
all of the
one.
Stars originals. Because whichever one, pick one. They're the same.
They're all the same.
Pick one.
Well, with that being said, you guys got any closing things to say
My
about?
heart hurts.
Yeah.
I'm also.
too.
I mean, I know everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but also I'm just really confused with people who like it.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
You don't
If
have
you
a
say that
choice
at the ending.
to like.
I know I don't want to be like that, but in my mind I'm like,
I don't
do you like
understand
it?
how
I don't
they
understand.
like it. To be honest,
There are people out there who thought like Danny torching people was like good and foreshadowed already and good enough.
I mean,
Looking at you, Mauricio.
I'm like, who?
I said it.
I mean, yeah, she kept saying it, and I agree they didn't give her the fucking arc, but they definitely foreshadowed the shit out of it.
Sure, but they didn't make good.
Yeah, they didn't fucking show her going mad, which sucked. I would have loved to have seen her go crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, there was the one shot where she had the fucking like
one scene
no
without
sleepy
makeup.
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, she looked like shit.
Actually,
like
right after that, she looked
half a
fine
second.
though.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
what? Did you sleep for a few days?
She
What
burned
happened?
a shitload of people. Made her feel good.
Yeah.
She looked great, actually, this episode. She looked really nice. And well acted, too. Just saying.
Yeah.
The show was terrible, guys. This season, at least.
The ending, and I'll even say
agree,
season
man.
7 I didn't like.
Yeah,
I
I'd
haven't
agree
liked
with
it
that.
I agree with you.
for
You know what?
since season
I was
5.
It was
I
on
was
the
kind
lower
of
tier of the
okay with
seasons.
it, but now after this one, I'm like, nah, fuck season 7 too. I'm taking both of you
I haven't
down.
liked it since season 5.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Okay,
Five?
so for seasons 1 through 6,
Whenever
5,
John dies.
5 was my least favorite.
Which one was 5? Is that the Sparrow?
That's the one. Yeah, I think
Sparrow
this.
was boring for me.
Well, not only Sparrow, but I think it was
Sparrow.
Arya's
The
training.
whole blowing up the sept and everything.
That was cool though.
Arya's training.
My favorite
Oh,
family.
okay.
Arya's training.
That was
Which-
fine. I just
didn't
wish they
like-
would have
I was
gone deeper
bored.
with it,
All of that to kill Walder Frey.
That's it.
Yeah. So season.
Well, for her to never use it again either,
Right.
You know, like
like,
also
what's
to
the
show
whole
her
point?
all scared of fucking White Walkers.
Slap you.
Like,
Slap you.
like
All that to kill Walder Frey.
also,
Could she have like faced a White Walker? Could she have done that?
But what's the point?
So they don't kill her.
Yeah, she's got to like act like
Do
a
like
zombie.
It's like that.
Shaun of
It's
the
like
Dead?
that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
It's like
Shaun
that
of the
one
Dead.
scene in Walking Dead when they're like, "Let's cover ourselves in dead blood," and then they won't sense us, and then they never use it again. And then they
It's
like,
true,
they're
they
running.
never, when I saw the
Oh,
episode, I was
shit,
like, oh, that's a
yeah.
really good idea. Never used again.
we'll never use it again. I think it was just incredibly disappointing for her to be like, "Oh, I'm this fucking badass. I'm death. I'm no one. Whatever. I can take people's faces. Like, oh, what are White Walkers? I'm gonna fucking throw all these daggers
And
in
then
the
she
same
gets
spot."
hit by a rock, and then she's just scared. Like,
What? What do you mean?
100%.
Bleed my own blood.
Made me bleed my own blood.
The season sucks, guys.
It did.
It sucks.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I like
This was
season
my
6.
least favorite episode of the whole season. Though.
I like season 6 because the last 2 episodes were the best. My favorite. Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah.
I forget the
Battle
name
Bastards.
after, but the
Battle
one where
Bastards
she
was
blows
really
up the
good.
sept.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was season 6.
That was the end of season 6.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
It was
That-
amazing.
Okay, never mind. I did like that.
Yeah, man.
No, I hated the whole. Yeah, I hated the Sparrow thing. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, right.
I didn't like that
That's
either.
The
Blew up
set
the set,
blowing
yeah.
up was cool. Everything before that, with the
Yeah,
set
it was
kind of
just
taking
like-
over.
But
I
John,
mean,
I couldn't
Cersei
tell what was
going
going
and
on.
getting fucking basically shat on and tortured and everything, that was cool. That was satisfying
It's
to watch.
fine. I just
Shame!
It felt.
Shame!
I
That
just
was
felt like this
that was
political, like religious stuff came out of nowhere.
Yes,
and
I
it's like,
agree.
for what? Like it
Well,
was just.
I mean-
you could tell it was like filler almost. Like, oh, this is the fucking sound 5 of Naruto. Fucking, like okay, this is just a story arc. This is gonna end. This is gonna start and end in one fucking season. It's not gonna mean shit before or after.
Well, only because she blew him up.
It was fluff.
don't talk bad about Naruto, okay?
Okay, well, it kind of was, but
Okay, well,
so many fillers.
Never seen it. I don't know.
Retro.
Fucking Naruto.
I know.
Fillers.
All 300 and some episodes.
Let's
of the
only
first one.
review the fillers. I bet you no one's done that, bro.
that sounds cool.
The Bakochu beetle, let's do it.
Oh God! Don't
That's
even
Frank's
start.
favorite episode.
Don't even start. You know what? This is running along. Anyway,
Anyways,
thanks for tuning in, guys, for checking us out. Actually, right before we end this, Elisa, it's customary for us to rate the things that we watch. And now
yes.
that we've finished this season,
That's right.
we do
are
a
we rating the
season
or
or
the
Episode
Season.
and show.
We should
season.
do
All
both.
three.
We should do
No,
both.
you're gonna give me
Episode,
conflicted
Episode,
opinions.
Let's do
season.
both.
Both season and show.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Not just the episode too.
Let's do all 3.
Yes.
I
All I
think
got-
everyone's
Okay,
unanimous.
start
The episode-
small. Start small. What's the first one?
Aim
Episode.
small, miss small.
Episode then is the smallest.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
Wait.
episode.
From 1 to 10.
No.
Whatever
we do
your rating
thumbs.
is.
Oh,
literally
how
whatever-
far of the scale? Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's literally whatever you want to rate it.
Okay.
But we've been doing this, so I'm just.
This
I
or
don't know,
this
keep it
or
consistent.
Do whatever you
numbers.
want, man.
Yeah.
But we are
Letters.
gonna do it.
Go.
Like, not quite the worst.
No, I'm
but
all the way down.
Yeah, we're on episode, right? Yeah.
Episode.
Oh,
Could have been better.
Okay. Season.
like,
Could've
like
been
kind
better.
of.
Nope.
Could've been better.
Because of the ending, I hate the season.
I meant like.
Can I also add
6
that
o'clock here?
the first 2 episodes are so it's kind of wasted, to be honest, or like it's kind of filler. First episode I'd be okay with everyone reuniting. The second one is kind of the same thing for a
Yeah.
whole episode.
Yeah. Right.
They don't do anything.
Yeah. there's
We're
a lot of
wasting our 6 episodes here by doing nothing in the second and
And then the third episode,
Fourth
was the
episode.
long night.
yeah.
where
And the
it's
4th episode is kind of building up, which I'm okay with. But we wasted a whole episode in episode 2. So
Sure.
Yeah.
poop
Season-
you, poop
the
on you.
season. Poop on
Season.
this
It's been
season.
bad. This whole show.
Okay, the whole show.
It's
God
hard.
damn
Still
it.
recommend still.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with like a.
Some people are like, I won't watch it because the ending. Like, no, it's still good.
No, people are like, oh,
Still
good,
good.
good. I never watched Game of Thrones. Now I know not to watch it. I'm like,
I
no,
know, I hate-
still
I hate
watch
those
it. It's still a
people.
great
No,
fucking
yeah,
show.
Still really
the
is.
the
Just
journey's still
stop.
great, but the ending just kind of sucked.
I would say, look, just stop after season 6. You don't have to
Yeah.
read the books after season 6. Like,
As soon as John dies, I stop watching it.
that's it.
Yeah.
Still a good show. Shitty last 2 seasons. Could have been better.
Yeah, I argue the last 3 seasons a little.
It started getting
It,
weak.
it takes a little dip
Yeah.
in quality
Speaking of dip in quality,
of writing.
we're gonna fucking be playing Game of Thrones Monopoly soon, guys. So watch for that dip in quality here pretty soon. Next time on our next episode, tune back in for all of our thoughts and impressions on everything we do.
More Game of Thrones talk.
We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Oh,
This is
oh,
weirder
oh,
now.
no,
This is
yo, we
stranger.
can't reach
Go right
for
here.
our
My hands are so sweaty.
Because I've jacked off at work.